The Greater St. Helens League and KCOL Channel 25 proudly present basketball, the winter season for 1986 and 87. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Alpine Auto Body. Know us before you need us. Oil Can Henry's, where you don't have to change your whole day around just to change your oil. Smokey's Pizza, where you get more pizza for your dough. Vancouver School of Beauty, the school of award-winning students. And by Vancouver Mazda Dodge. A good price is only good if it's quality merchandise, and that's our offer.
From Fort Vancouver High School, it's regional girls playoff action. The winner advancing to state. The loser goes home for the rest of the year. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Barner with Kevin Hastings. Kevin, we expected to have the Fort Vancouver Trapper girls tonight. We don't. We've got Juanita and Garfield.
Well, we did, because the Fort Vancouver Trappers played the Juanita Rebels last night, and we expected Juanita, the #1 ranked team, to win that ball game. Surprise, surprise, the Fort Vancouver won, and their state.
Juanita, ranked #1, is one loss away from not making the state playoffs.
That's right. They got here by the loss, of course, to Fort Vancouver 49-45, and the Garfield Bulldogs, they won impressively over Lincoln 64-39. It's all on the line, Jimmy. The winner on to state. Like you said, the loser, well, they go home for the rest of the year.
Okay, you sit right back at home. We're going to break away for just a short minute, and we'll be back with the opening tip-off right after this.
You done the oil change, Delbert?
Just about, sweetie pie.
You done the oil change, Delbert?
Oh, honey bun.
You done the oil change, Delbert?
Sure did, cupcake.
I know a lot more about cleaning teeth than fixing cars, so when I had my fender bender, I knew I needed the assurance of a professional. I'm glad I went to Alpine Auto Body.
At Alpine, we believe your car deserves the finest in professional workmanship. That means laser-accurate repairs with the first data liner system in Southwest Washington, but we don't stop there.
I really liked the way I was treated. Alpine managed to turn an uncomfortable experience into a pleasant one.
Alpine Auto Body, you deserve our best.
For tomorrow, I'd like you all to observe a debate. The tape is available in the library.
Oh boy, Smokey's Pounder Pizza. Just taste all that delicious blend of 3 real cheeses and an entire pound of Canadian-style bacon. Mmm.
Wake up, Kevin, wake up.
I was only dreaming?
Dreaming of what? School's out. It's time for pizza. Make your dreams come true with a Pounder Pizza from Smokey's.
Welcome to Fort Vancouver High School for tonight's AAA regional basketball game between the Garfield Bulldogs and the Juanita Rebels, two very fine girls basketball teams. This is our actually second girls game. We had the Clark Community College girls a little bit earlier, but our first look at girls high school action.
Jimmy, there you're looking at the Garfield Bulldogs. Their season record 21-3. Let's look quickly at their starting lineup. At 5'10", Bridget Holmes, number 22, will start averaging 6.6 points a game. Colleen McLaughlin, a 5'9" junior, will also start at forward. Shelly Boston, a 5'7" junior, averaging 9 points a game. Joyce Jones, 5'5" senior, starting at guard, and Laura Fuller, a 6-foot center. We'll go to the Juanita Rebels starting lineup when we have a break. Jimmy, take it away.
And the Bulldogs come away with a tip after it was knocked around by the Juanita Rebels. There is also a 30-second shot clock in this ball game. That was number 23 going to the hole for Garfield, Colleen McLaughlin. And the Bulldogs jump out on top, 2-0.
Nice move by McLaughlin. She's a junior, averaging 10.6 points a ball game coming into this one.
Juanita trying to work it inside, swing it back out up on top. Down the baseline, jumper on the way by number 32, Nicole Hager. Nice little jumper, and we're tied at 2. 7:17 to go here in the opening period.
She's a quality player, Jimmy, 5'10" senior. She's a guard, averaging 19.4 points a game, leading scorer of both these teams.
Garfield with possession of the basketball. The shot clock down to 12 seconds. They work it inside, stolen away by number 40, Fran Fabian of Juanita. Here come the running Rebels the other way. The ball is out of bounds, a turnover charge to Juanita.
Okay, Jimmy, while we have a break here, why don't we look at the Juanita Rebels starting lineup. Starting at one guard, a 5'3" senior, number 10, Shannon Cully. Number 32, Nicole Hager. I talked about her, 5'10" senior, averaging 19.4 points a game. Molly Hunter, number 35, a senior, 5'11", averaging 17.4 points a game. Number 40, Fran Fabian, a 5'8" sophomore. And number 53, Cassie DeCampo, 5'9" senior.
Got a 12-footer on the way to number 40, Fran Fabian for Juanita. And the Rebels have the first lead of the night at 4-2.
Just a sophomore, Fran Fabian. A nice shot there to put the Rebels number 1 ranked out by 2.
Good inside movement. Laura Fuller, number 42, with the inside jumper from inside the paint to tie it at 4. Ball stolen away by the Bulldogs. All the way to the well, a little bit short. Number 32, Joyce Jones with a shot. Ball is, there's a whistle, and to stop play, the referee will go ahead and go to the scorer's bench and signal the foul. 53, Casey DeCampo with the personal foul.
Great hustle that time by number 32, Joyce Jones. Nice steal. She went and missed the shot, but her hustle gets the ball back for Garfield.
Turnaround jumper by Fuller won't go. Ball last touched by Garfield. Rebels will have a chance to take the lead again. A whistle and a foul will be called against Garfield. Ball will be out of bounds underneath the basket.
You know, you talked about pressure, Jimmy. Well, maybe the pressure is off, really, Juanita. You know, they had that long winning streak, 25 in a row. Well, they finally lost one, and well, now they can get down to playing basketball, and they realize they can't lose again.
Shot by number 40, Fran Fabian, skipped across the rim, wouldn't go. That shot won't go down either. Rebound, Bulldogs. Laura Fuller came down with a rebound for Garfield. Jones all the way to the hole on the first attempt, wouldn't go. Rebound again by the Bulldogs. Ball still loose underneath. Number 32 came up with it, Nicole Hager for Juanita.
Garfield sending 5 ladies to the boards now, really crashing the offensive boards, putting a lot of pressure on Juanita here early.
Pretty good patience again shown by Juanita. Jumper skipped across the rim by Fabian, wouldn't go. The Bulldogs come down with the rebound, number 42, Fuller again. Again, there is a 30-second shot clock in this girls' high school basketball game tonight. So far, it has not come into play. Outside jumper by number 23, Colleen McLaughlin, is good, and Garfield leads again by a pair.
The 4th point for the Fountain junior.
Nice little left-handed jumper by number 32, Nicole Hager. Hager is a pretty impressive scorer.
Yeah, she is. She's 1 of 2 on the Rebels. Really, Hager at 19.4 points a game. Molly Hunter at 17 points a game, number 35. They're the two that carry the scoring load mostly for Juanita.
Fuller again scores inside to give Garfield the lead once again. It's early in the ball game. We have a seesaw affair.
Garfield is more of a balanced team. They don't have anybody over 12 points a game, and they have 3 girls averaging in double figures.
DeCampo's jumper from the outside again ties the game, this time at 8.
A rare outside shot for DeCampo, and back the other way comes Garfield.
Bridget Holmes scores the basket for the Bulldogs. turnover. Garfield comes up with it all the way to the hole. Number 32 for Garfield. Joyce Jones with the lay-in. It's a 4-point Bulldog lead.
The Garfield bench goes wild. They've got the white towels out already, and they're waving those with every basket.
Another steal, this time by Shelly Boston. Again, the outlet pass. Joyce Jones, 32, lays it in again. We're going to have a timeout. Juanita with 3:29 to go in the opening period. It's 14-8 Bulldogs.
Well, credit the Garfield Bulldogs with playing good defense. 2 turnovers and 2 quick baskets by Joyce Jones. You know, turnovers killed Juanita in their matchup against the Fort Vancouver Trappers. They had 26 of them in dropping the four-point decision to Fort last night.
That's really got to be a rarity, Kevin. You've got a #1 ranked team in the state, and the team does not get that far and get ranked that high, committing a great amount of turnovers throughout the season. So that probably is one of the poorer efforts that Juanita has put forth this season.
Well, and the thing about it is they come right out and they start turning it over again to Garfield. You can't have a lot of turnovers and win a basketball game. That is known no matter if you're playing 5th grade basketball, 6th grade basketball, college basketball, professional basketball. Turnovers will kill, especially when they're leading to fast break buckets like Garfield is doing right now. They're converting those turnovers into easy baskets.
Well, an example of that would have been the Washington-Oregon basketball game that was played today. Washington, I believe, had committed 7 turnovers to none against Oregon, and that was when Oregon had a pretty good-sized lead. Well, they were converting those turnovers into buckets.
And that's right. You know, they were leading by 12 points, and then just as soon as that graphic went up on the board, the Ducks had 3 turnovers, led to Husky baskets, boom, 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 6 in a row, and that turned the game around.
Nice inside move, number 35 of Juanita, Molly Hunter. She cuts the Garfield lead down to 4. Another rule change you'll probably notice tonight, Kevin, is there is no over and back in girls high school ball. She's got a foul on number 40 underneath Fran Fabian.
Juanita coming out in a tough man-to-man now. Seem to pick up the defensive pressure up there.
Garfield works the ball inside. The shot by number 42, Laura Fuller, is no good. Juanita comes up with a loose ball. Here come the Rebels. They'll try to cut it to a 2-point lead. Ball knocked away. Come up with it momentarily. Can they get it back again? This time number 42, Laura Fuller, comes up with a loose ball for the league. And we're going to have a foul. And boy, a foul we had. Number 43, Lori Tidwell, who has checked into the ball game for Juanita, draws the personal foul. That'll be her first personal and the 3rd team foul against the Lady Rebels.
Joyce Jones running the offense for Garfield, and I tell you, she does an awful good job of it, and she's an excellent ball handler for the Lady Bulldogs.
Pretty move down the lane by number 23 of Garfield, McLaughlin. The shot was no good. Here come the Rebels the other way, still trailing 14-10. Shot no good by Hunter. Got the rebound back herself, went up again. This time she was fouled in the act of shooting, so she'll get a pair of free throws.
Classic example there of following your shot. Molly Hunter missed the shot short, but she followed it and got a rebound and earned herself a trip to the free throw line with good hustle.
You know, that's something you can teach in a way, I guess, but still, I think a lot of that's instinctive.
I think it is too, and so, you know, I say a lot. So, now that I think about it, though, you know, I think if a good coach, when a very young player is coming up, 3rd or 4th grade teaches that, well, it becomes instinctive. And if you teach players early to do that, like this one right here, this girl Molly Hunter, you know, you can pick up, you know, 2-3 extra baskets a game by doing that.
Here come the Bulldogs the other way. Looking at Joyce Jones, number 32. She penetrates down into the paint. Shot was no good. Here come the Rebels the other way. 2-on-1 break. The Bulldogs get back. All the way to home. Number 43, Lori Tidwell for the basket. It's a 1-point Garfield lead.
Lori Tidwell off the bench with a good, strong move to the hoop. Gathered herself well for the right-handed layup. And now Garfield is only up by 1.
Ball stolen away by the Rebels. Here comes Juanita in their road red uniforms. The shot is good by number 35, Molly Hunter. And Juanita has the lead back.
Great move by Molly Hunter around the back, and she goes to the hole and lays it up for the bucket. Just an excellent open court move going around her back, and another turnover for Garfield.
Turnover recharged to Joyce Jones of Garfield. Ball was stripped away from her.
One thing we could tell here early on in the first quarter, Jim, as number 10, Shannon Kelly, checks back into the ballgame for Juanita for Lori Tidwell. One thing we could tell right away is Garfield creates a lot off their defense, and they well when they can get out and run. So far, their half-court offense has not been very good.
Jumper by Nicole Hager is good. Juanita has their biggest lead of the game, 17-14. Under a minute to go in the ballgame. Nearly a turnover by Garfield. Maintain possession, shot clock down to 10. We're going to have a reaching foul on Hager this time as she went over the back of the Garfield player trying to knock the ball away.
A good cut by 6-foot senior Laura Fuller, number 42, making an excellent cut to the hole to set herself up to get the ball. And she got fouled because she had such good position inside.
Juanita nearly comes up with a turnover again. Inside pass to number 42, Laura Fuller. Give the assist to Colleen McLaughlin.
Nice pass by McLaughlin as Fuller seems to be the answer right now for Garfield.
Shot clock has been turned off. We're down to 12 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Juanita leads by 1.
Good fast-paced ball game here at Fort Vancouver High School.
Pretty move by number 32, Joyce Jones. And that will do it. Jones scores just before the buzzer to give the Bulldogs a 1-point lead. After 8 minutes of play for Fort Vancouver High School, our score, the Garfield Bulldogs 18, the Juanita Rebels 17. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, John Erling here at Vancouver Mazda. March is trucking time, and the newest 4x4s have rolled into town. Mazda's brand new four-wheel drive, which is clearly the most exciting news in the truck market today. Power is provided by a new big 2.6-liter engine, and there are 3 4x4 Cab Plus models to choose from. Plus, look at this. We feel we have one of today's best truck values waiting for you right here. This 87 B2000 pickup for just $56.88. Discover other Mazda truck values, too, right here at Vancouver Mazda, out Hazeldale Way.
Welcome back to Fort Vancouver High School. We're glad you're with us tonight. The Garfield Bulldogs in the white uniforms and the Juanita Rebels in the red uniforms. Real good 8 minutes of basketball just being played with the Garfield Bulldogs leading 18-17. And Cassie DeCampo is ready to take it out for the Juanita Rebels as we begin second quarter action.
Pretty much what we expected, Kevin. A real close ball game. Bulldogs lead by 1. Inside shot by number 40 of Juanita. That's Fran Fabian. A nip-and-tuck ball game. Ball's going to be turned over. Juanita comes up with it in the middle. Nice little jumper by number 35, Molly Hunter. The Rebels lead by 3. A whistle, another foul. A blocking foul on Juanita.
Well, we've got 2 different calls, Jimmy. We have an offensive foul called by one referee, a blocking foul called by another.
We're going to call the offensive foul, Kevin.
And I think that was the good call. An excellent call as Jones just plowed into the defensive player. And Juanita will take the ball out of bounds, I believe, as they're still talking about it here on the sidelines.
I wonder if they called the jump ball maybe in that situation, a double foul, because they looked up at the scoreboard and now the official down there to our right points that it is Garfield's ball.
Yeah, they are. They're going to call that a double foul. An offensive foul and a block. I'm not sure if that can really happen, but that's what they're going to call.
Well, it seems like to me you're going to have one or the other, but how can you have both? I mean, that's the big question. I think that's what both coaches are standing there in mid-court questioning the official. How can you have both? I mean,
Dick Burke from Juanita, Ron Davis from Garfield. They're talking about it and a bit confused along with me.
A strange call, but that's the way it's going to stand, a double foul. So the possession will go over to Garfield. Pretty good contingent of fans here from Juanita. 7:35 to go here in the second quarter. A 21-18 lead for the Juanita Rebels. Shot no good. Rebound again by Garfield. That was number 42 who came up with a loose ball, Laura Fuller. She was fouled as she went back to put the shot back up.
Molly Hunter right there in the middle of your screen got caught reaching in. And that will put Miss Fuller to the line. 6-foot center. She's a senior, averaging 12.2 points a game this year for Garfield. She's the leading scorer on the Bulldogs. Like I said, there are two others also in double figures, and also Shelly Boston, number 25, averaging 9.2 points a game. So it's a balanced attack for the Garfield Bulldogs, and a very sound attack so far, as the Bulldogs are 21-3 this year.
Both free throws are good by Fuller to pull her Lady Bulldogs to within one.
Now, how well can Juanita handle this pressure? We'll see. After coming off a 26 turnover game against the Fort Vancouver Trappers, they break this press fairly nicely.
No whistle underneath. The shot was no good. Here come the Bulldogs the other way. On the move, the lead jumper by number 32, Joyce Jones, is good. Again, the Bulldogs lead by one. We're going to have a personal foul on number 23, Colleen McLaughlin.
Joyce Jones, number 32 on Garfield, certainly can make things happen. As you see her there on the top of your screen. She's a player, when she gets the ball, I tell you, you know something's going to happen. They used to say this about Jerome Kersey of the Portland Trailblazers until Jerome refined his game. But, you know something's going to happen. You don't know whether it's good or it's bad, but something is going to happen. Same thing with Jones. She drives down the lane and just flies in there. And, sometimes she drops a shot, sometimes she draws nothing but glass.
First free throw is good by Hager. She'll shoot the second. Both teams are in the 1-and-1. Second free throw is also good, and Juanita again takes the lead.
Pressure here in the second quarter has caused Garfield problems, although it looks like they'll get a hoop here.
Easy basket by Bridget Holmes. She was wide open underneath, used the glass to bank it home. The Bulldogs nearly come up with a steal.
Well, the Bulldogs did an excellent job with the pressure, and they're going to get the ball back. I tell you, that's the way you break pressure, though, is you come, make sharp, crisp passes, go to the middle, and then boom, down the court. Nice job by Garfield.
Shannon Cully with the turnover. She got the double dribble. She lost it momentarily, picked it up with both hands, put it back down for the violation.
With that, she earns a spot on the bench beside Coach Dick Burke.
Pretty inside pass. That was the 22. Bridget Holmes' shot did not drop. Here come the Rebels the other way. Pretty basket squeezed off there by number 32, Hager.
That's why Nicole Hager's averaging 19 points a game. Nice jump stop and a nice 15-footer to put the Rebels back up by one, 25-24.
Just over 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. We're glad you're with us for this special presentation on KCOL Channel 25, Columbia Cable. Shot no good by Garfield. Here come the Rebels the other way. The ball is stripped away. That was Joyce Jones who knocked the ball away for Garfield, and she comes down the floor with the ball right there. Bridget Holmes, number 22, right there. They tried to get the ball inside where it looks like she's posting up, Kevin. She has a size advantage on the inside, it appears, over Fran Fabian, number 40.
2 inches, Fran Fabian's giving up, but she did a good job getting position that time and cutting off the passing lane. As Cassie DeCampo takes a seat on the Juanita bench.
Pretty shot there by Laura Fuller. Ball was partially blocked, but she was strong enough to take it up and bank it home. Ball knocked away by number 22, Holmes of Garfield. They'll come the other way. Score the basket. Pretty move by Joyce Jones, number 32. She was fouled and went to the hole and laid it in.
What a shot by Joyce Jones that time. Said something's going to happen that time. She made good. She makes a beautiful layup with her back to the basket and will go to the line with a chance of a three-point play. A good look there at the 5', 5" senior.
The three-point play is completed by Jones. It's a 29-25 Garfield lead. Another turnover by Juanita. Good ball movement again. This time the shot by number 22, Bridget Holmes, will not go down. Holmes had a chance to give the Bulldogs a 6-point lead. Pretty baseline move. They swing across court to Hager, whose shot wouldn't go down. Here come the Bulldogs the other way. The long pass to McLaughlin, who scores on the land.
Nice pass from Shelly Boston that time to set up McLaughlin, and now it's a 6-point lead for Garfield.
Not a real good shot there by Juanita. A little bit off balance. Score the basket, though, on the offensive rebound. Number 32, Nicole Hager, step to the line and have a chance for a 3-point play. Chance to cut this lead in half.
Hager with a nice bucket that time. She got whacked on the arm. Out of the ball game is Bridget Holmes, the sophomore center at 5'10", and into the ball game comes Jewel Wright, 5'10" junior, number 50.
Garfield breaks the pressure, no problem. Get the ball inside to number 50, Jewel Wright, whose shot was no good. A whistle underneath. Juanita will put the ball in play. 4:32 to go here in the first half. Second shot again, no good by Juanita. The offensive rebound, they get a third crack at it. That was number 35, Molly Hunter, who could not connect for Juanita. McLaughlin's shot is no good. There was an offensive foul on McLaughlin before the shot. She took the ball in a little bit of disgust. Kevin acted like she was going to toss it to the referee and pulled it back.
You know, Jimmy, both these teams have met once in the regular season. And as you might guess, coming in to this tournament undefeated, the Juanita Rebels won the ball game by a margin of 53-45. That's one of the biggest scoring outbursts on the Garfield Bulldogs all year long.
They're going to have a blocking foul on number 42, Laura Fuller of Garfield. She thought she had pretty good position, but evidently she was moving a little bit as she hit the deck. And both teams are in the bonus, as we said earlier, so Molly Hunter will step to the line right there, number 35, and shoot the 1-and-1.
You know, in fact, Garfield's only given up 57 points. One time have they given up more than 53, and in that ball game they defeated Roosevelt 97-57, so they won that one by 40 points. Garfield does it with defense.
They said Hunter was in the act of shooting, so they gave her 2 free throws. Both free throws were good, and the Garfield lead has been cut to 1. Ball knocked out of bounds by number 40, Fran Fabian. Got a hand on it there for Juanita. Go look at the scoreboard. Lady Bulldogs lead by 1.
Rebels in a 2-1-2 zone defense, and a very active zone defense. Caused Garfield problems, though not that time.
25, Shelly Boston bombs away from the outside. Bulldogs again lead by 3, nearly a traveling violation against Juanita. Tried to work the fast break. Here comes Garfield the other way. Joyce Jones, 32, on the attack. Lays it up backwards off the glass, won't go. Rebound, Rebels. Very active Garfield bench across the way there. Every time they think there's a foul or a violation, boy, they're all up screaming.
And they're all armed with their white towels also.
Tied up in traffic. Number 35, Molly Hunter, went ahead and squeezed off the shot and connected.
Great shot by Molly Hunter that time. Double team. She just went right up over it. And right now, it's a 33-32 ball game with 2:53 to go here in the second period.
Shot no good by number 25, Boston. Follow shot by Jewel Wright is good. And a steal underneath by number 32, Joyce Jones, who's been active in this game all over the place. No good, but number 25, Shelly Boston, came down with the rebound and laid it in.
I tell you, Garfield scores with, like a machine gun. They just reel off 2, 4, 6 points in a row, just quick, like that. And Juanita comes back and turns it over again, as Garfield now ups their lead to 5 points.
It's definitely been a game of surges. Shot from the outside, no good by McLaughlin.
Juanita, again, getting hurt by their own mistakes. Their own turnovers have led to some easy buckets by Garfield. Give Garfield credit, though. They've really done a good job with their defense. They've also picked up a couple of key offensive rebounds to get some buckets. And they've earned their 5-point lead here.
Campos' pass was nearly picked off. This pass was intercepted by Garfield. Boston came up with a loose ball. Under 2 minutes to go now. Garfield leading by 5.
Shelly Boston doing a real good job here late in the second period. She has a bucket. She has herself a steal. Did a good job holding the ball up, too, and not forcing the ball down the court when there was no break.
Ball last touched by Juanita. The shot clock down to 14 seconds. Get it inside. Fuller squeezed off the shot, wouldn't go. We've got a whistle and a traveling violation against Garfield.
This is a big minute and a half here left, Jim. 37-32 Garfield leads, and a couple more possessions probably for each team. It could be a 10-point margin. It could be a tie ball game. So we'll see what happens here in the last minute and a half.
Shot no good by number 43 of Juanita, Lori Tidwell.
Garfield allowing just one shot that time and doing a good job on the defensive boards.
Ball was out of bounds. Last touch by number 40, Fran Fabian of Juanita, so Garfield will maintain possession. Minute 11 to go here in the first half.
Good look there at the Garfield Brain Trust. Ron Davison, Tony Ford, done a good job this year with the Garfield Bulldogs out of Seattle.
Juanita Rebels will be the benefactor of that Garfield turnover. Get the ball in play. They've got a 2-on-1 break. Jumper is up. Go to Fran Fabian to cut the lead back to 3.
Nice move by Fabian. Took it right to the hole.
Pressure again by the Rebels. As Garfield the other way, the ball was kicked, so Garfield will maintain possession. Bulldogs tried to run it down the floor that time.
Of course, with the kick, the 30 seconds clock is restarted.
Down to 46 seconds to go here in the first half. The shot no good by Boston of Garfield, and we've got a whistle and a foul on Garfield. Foul is on number 50, Jewel Wright of the Bulldogs. So we're going to walk the other way and shoot the 1-and-1. Chance for Juanita to cut this lead back down to 1.
And there's Fran Fabian again going to the free throw line for the Juanita Rebels. 5 foot 8 inches, only a sophomore, and she's playing like a senior here in the later stages of the second period for the Rebels.
Free throw is no good. Rebounded by Jewel Wright of Garfield. Shot clock is about 9 seconds ahead of the game clock. Shot clock down to 10. Good movement by Garfield. 42, Laura Fuller banked it home off the glass. Down to 15 seconds. Shot clock has been turned off. We're down to 10. Turnover against Juanita. So Garfield will have a chance, Kevin, to come down and up this lead to 7. 6 seconds. Shot good by number 23, Colin McLaughlin of Garfield. A chance for a 3-point play and a chance to give Garfield their biggest lead of the night.
What a big basket by Colleen McLaughlin. With a minute and a half left, it was 37-32, a 5-point margin for Garfield. And now if McLaughlin can net this free throw, well, they can pick up 3 points and make it an 8-point bulge for the Garfield Bulldogs. As that girl right there, Colleen McLaughlin, coming into the ball game, averaging 10.6 points a game, and hit a big bucket that time.
Free throw is good. 4 seconds to go here in the first half.
Garfield will stay in the press and try not to foul here.
Shot was not before the buzzer. We've completed 1 half the play, Kevin. Garfield leads by 8.
Well, just a great effort by the Garfield Bulldogs, and the Juanita Rebels are having a hard time breaking the press of Garfield. They're turning the ball over, and that's why Garfield leads in this ball game by 8 points.
There you see our score at the end of the first half, 42-34 Garfield. We're going to take a short timeout. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter right after this.
Hi, I'm David Root. I'm a hair designer with a very good job in a leading salon. I received my training right here at the Vancouver School of Beauty. You can too. Just look around and listen.
Yes, a creative career in cosmetology is available with training at the Vancouver School of Beauty with the finest of instructors and fine products like Nexus. One day soon, you'll have a financially rewarding job or even your own salon. Call the Vancouver School of Beauty and discover the whole story. Begin your career at Vancouver School of Beauty.
And who wouldn't? It's the Pounder from Smokey's Hot Oven Pizza. 1 pound of delicious Canadian-style bacon piled on a large pizza at a price that's unbeatable. We use part skim mozzarella cheese. It's lower in fat and better for you. Find out why folks keep coming back to Smokey's. It's the great service, friendly atmosphere, and oh yeah, gotta mention the big screen TV. Come on in and see what you're missing. Smokey's, where you get more pizza for your dough.
Just about, sweetie pie.
You done the oil change, Delbert?
Oh, honey bun.
You done the oil change, Delbert?
Sure did, cupcake.
The game is brought to you by Vancouver Mazda Dodge. This is only good quality merchandise, and that's our offer. Vancouver School of Beauty, the school of award-winning students. Smokey's Pizza, where you get more pizza for your dough. Oil Can Henry's, where you don't have to change your whole day around just to change your oil. And by Alpine Auto Body. Know us before you need us.
And welcome back to Fort Vancouver High School. We're about 30 seconds underway here in the second half. No score change since we last left you. It's 42-34. The Bulldogs of Garfield lead by 8. Nice inside move by number 40. That's Fabian. Shot is no good. We're going to have a possession change. Garfield will bring the ball in from our left to our right. Glad you're with us tonight at this KCOL special presentation of girls regional basketball. I'm Jim Barner with Kevin Hastings, as always.
I think it's important to say right now that that man you saw on your screen is celebrating a birthday today. His 18th, I believe.
Well, thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment. It's almost my birthday, and we'll leave it at 18. Just underway here in the third quarter. 42-34, still our score. The Bulldogs of Garfield lead by 8. Juanita, the #1 ranked team in the state, trying to claw their way back into this when they get an offensive rebound and they go to the glass. Pretty move by number 35, Molly Hunter. That girl right there, Kevin, number 32, Joyce Jones, a spark plug in the first half for Garfield.
Well, I'll tell you, she's quality. She takes control of this Garfield offense, has the ball in her hands quite a bit, and does a real good job of running the offense for the Lady Bulldogs.
There she penetrates down the lane and is fouled on the way to the hoop. Fouled in the act of shooting. She'll get a couple of free throws.
Joyce Jones is averaging 10.5 points a ball game, and this being the first time I've seen number 32, I'm surprised that she's only averaging 10.5 points a game because she really has some good moves. She's really quick and gets to the free throw line quite a bit also.
Second free throw is also good, and the Bulldogs push their lead back to 8.
Whether Juanita will advance on to state very well depends on how they handle the pressure that Garfield throws at them, and that time they knock down the jumper, Nicole Hager.
Little left-handed jumper was good. Cut the lead back down to 6. Still a lot of time left, 6:11 to go here in the third quarter. Some of you may have tuned in tonight expecting to see the Fort Vancouver girls, but they won last night and automatically gained a berth to the state tournament. Inside rebound again by Garfield. They still come up with a loose ball. Shots on the way short, no good by number 23, Colleen McLaughlin. Again, good hustle by the Lady Bulldogs. And I'd like to congratulate you, too. You were also a big winner at halftime, Kevin. Won the 6-pack of Pepsi. And you were kind enough to break that out and share one with a couple of us here on the crew. Which kind of surprised me, a change of heart.
Hey, it's your birthday. What else can I do for you? That's your gift.
Well, thanks. I'll be sure not to drink it all here tonight.
It's got to last a whole year, Jim.
That will be a little flat by next year, but I'll have some of it anyway. 5:53 to go here in the third quarter. Lady Bulldogs again increasing their lead. They get it back up to 7 this time. Here come the #1 ranked Juanita Rebels in their red uniforms. Jumper is no good. The Rebels come down with a rebound. Jumper short. 2 shots again, this time by number 51. Wendy Blair couldn't get either shot to go down. Here come the Bulldogs trying to get their biggest lead of the night. Jones penetrates down the lane, uses a glass and gets the bounce. It's a 9-point Bulldog lead.
That girl, Joyce Jones, is the difference in this ball game as back comes Garfield with another bucket.
Nice steal by Colleen McLaughlin. Tough shot, banked it in from straight out on top.
The reason I say Jones is the difference in the ball game, Jim, is because Garfield is using Jones to break the Juanita press.
Fabian with a nice basket.
And you see, you know, Garfield has no problem because of Jones bringing it down. Juanita, on the other hand, has trouble breaking the Garfield press. They don't have a Joyce Jones on their team.
Ball turned over, last touch by the Bulldogs. We're going to have a timeout, it looks like. DeCampo checks back into the game and immediately calls a timeout for Juanita. 4:59 to go here in the third. The #1 ranked Juanita Rebels trail 49-40. And Kevin, I think it's about that time.
It is about that time. And I tell you, this is a real good girls basketball game, Jim. And good luck there at Garfield. But, you know, it is a good girls basketball game. And we do want you to know that this girls basketball game is presented with permission of the Greater St. Helens League and is intended solely for the use of our audience. Any recablecast or other use of this game without the written consent of the Greater St. Helens League and Columbia Cable is strictly prohibited. And that is the last time for this year.
And I definitely think I've lost my job.
I tell you, you can't pry that part away from me now, Jim.
I know when football season rolls around, you'll still be reading it.
That's right. It is a very important part of the ball game, and I think it needs to be read well, and I just trust myself with that, Jim. I'm sorry.
Well, you take that piece of paper home and mount it, practice it all summer. And when we get back to everybody at home in September, you'll probably won't even have to have the paper, you'll just have it memorized. Good look right there at the Juanita Rebels. They trail by 9. Time still not really a factor, but they've got to go ahead and start closing this Garfield lead down. Again, Garfield with good backcourt pressure.
The Garfield pressure has been the difference so far. Leading by 9, they forced a number of turnovers and got some easy baskets.
Nice little left-handed jumper by number 32, Nicole Hager. I think right now what Juanita needs to do is be patient, just like that, Kevin. They come up with a good steal. Now if they can get a good shot off, they can cut it to 5. And they do. Number 35, Molly Hunter with a nice little jumper. The Bulldog lead has been whittled down to 5.
The H&H twins, Hager and Hunter, have been the answer for the Juanita Rebels. It's been that way all year, and now they're leading them on a surge here that's cut the lead to 5.
Rebound inside by the Bulldogs, rejected by number 51, Wendy Blair of Juanita. Outside jumper rattles the cage by number 23, Colleen McLaughlin, but it stays down. Good pressure again by Garfield. Juanita breaks it. The left-handed jumper is on the way by Hager, score the basket, number 32.
Well, Ron Davis, the head coach of Garfield, can't be happy with that. You put the press on and let Nicole Hager go all the way down for the back basket. You have to cut her off.
McLaughlin puts a little move, drives down the baseline, pulls up from 3 feet, score the basket. Pretty move by number 23.
McLaughlin is playing with a great amount of confidence, and there's another steal.
Jones banks it home. Wouldn't stay a little bit too long. Here come the Rebels the other way. Again, there is no over and back, so there will be no violation.
But there is only 15 seconds left on the 30-second clock.
DeCampo from 15. Little long, won't go. Rebound, Blair of Juanita. She's going to be tied up. Possession this time will go to Garfield. McLaughlin the other way has it knocked away by Juanita.
She tried to get a little bit too fancy that time on her attempted pass.
Hager's left-handed jumper won't go. Rebound, Laura Fuller for Garfield.
If McLaughlin had just made a little jump stop, made a little two-handed pass to Bridget Holmes, they would have had the basket. But instead, she tried to one-hand it.
Boston down, tried to get it down on the baseline. To Jones, the ball was knocked out of bounds by Juanita. 2:26 to go here in the third period. 7-point Bulldog lead. Boston from the outside, a little bit off the line, about the right distance, wouldn't go. Juanita comes down with the rebound. That was DeCampo, number 53. Hager all the way to the hoop. Pretty move by Hager to score the bucket.
Great job by Hager. She split the defense, and here comes Garfield back the other way before you could even hardly put the 2 points on the board.
Jumper by Holmes was no good for Garfield. The Rebels the other way. Jumper is good. Again, number 32, Nicole Hager, getting the Rebels back into the game. They now trail by 3.
The leading scorer on the Juanita Rebels is on fire now. And with the score 53-50, the Juanita Rebel faithful are on their feet making a lot of noise.
Hager again, 32 all the way to the well, laying off the glass, and it stays. It's a 1-point Bulldog lead. The Bulldogs want a timeout. 1:27 to go in the third quarter. 53-52 Garfield.
No, for some reason, Jimmy, the Juanita Rebels have earned the cheering of some of the Fort Vancouver Trapper students that are here also. And the Juanita Rebels, #1 ranked coming into this, have cut the Garfield margin to only 1 point as they're putting on the bit of the press themselves and forcing some turnovers. That's the difference so far is really, well, what the difference is going to be how each team handles the other team's press. Both teams like the up-tempo game, both teams like the trap, and really it's been a very interesting ball game.
Good look right there inside the Garfield huddle. Coach Ron Davis of the Bulldogs giving some instructions to his Lady Bulldogs, trying to stop the Juanita momentum right now. They've got the Garfield lead back down to 1.
Good timeout by Ron Davis as Juanita definitely had the momentum as they rattled off a couple of baskets in a row, and now it's up to Garfield to try to slow down, get the ball back into the hands of Joyce Jones, number 32, and start running their offense.
Again, Juanita's going to put some pressure on Garfield. Hager, 32, guarding Boston right there. Right now, it looks like the pressure is bothering Garfield a little bit. They got it across midcourt before 10 seconds.
It took them 19 seconds to get over into forecourt, and now they throw it away once they're there.
Ball knocked away by Jones. Pretty steal by Joyce Jones. Actually, there is no 10-second call, but they have the shot clock clear down to 11. Nice turnaround inside move by Laura Fuller. Give the Bulldogs break their drought, their scoring drought.
For the two seniors that time, Joyce Jones with a nice defensive effort, and now Fuller with a nice turnaround jumper. But back comes Juanita.
Hager again, number 32, Nicole Hager. Cuts it back to a 1-point lead. Fran Fabian, of Juanita with the personal foul. She doesn't even think she touched the player from Garfield. Down to 30 seconds to go here, third quarter.
Shot clock is 1 second ahead of the game clock, so Garfield can go ahead and hold for 1.
Shelley Boston, 25, out on top. McLaughlin gets it back to Boston. We're down to 12. Down to 9. They get it inside. Shot is on the way and good by number 42, Laura Fuller. We're down to 3 seconds. And that will do it. We've completed 3/4 of play. Our score from Fort Vancouver, the Garfield Bulldogs 57, the Juanita Rebels 54. We'll be back with the final quarter right after this.
March is trucking time, and we've got something exciting here at Vancouver Mazda Dodge. Hi, it's me, John Erling. Look at our truck lineup. Mazdas with the all-new B2600 4x4 pickup and sporty SE5s and Cab Pluses. Dodge with our new Dakota lineup of 2-wheel and 4-wheel drives. D50s, full-size pickups with vans and over 40 used trucks to choose from. Now that's a lineup of trucks. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't one with your name on it right here at Vancouver Mazda Dodge out Hazeldale Way.
Hi, I'm David Root. I'm a hair designer with a very good job in a leading salon. I received my training right here at the Vancouver School of Beauty. You can too. Just look around and listen.
Yes, a creative career in cosmetology is available with training at the Vancouver School of Beauty with the finest of instructors and fine products like Nexus. One day soon, you'll have a financially rewarding job or even your own salon. Call the Vancouver School of Beauty and discover the whole story. Begin your career at Vancouver School of Beauty.
And welcome back to Fort Vancouver High School. Kevin, Garfield has seen their 8-point halftime lead shrink to just 3 after 3/4.
Well, Juanita's done a heck of a job breaking the Garfield press, and Nicole Hager's lighting it up for the Juanita Rebels. And there's Molly Hunter.
Hunter gets into the scoring act again. They cut the Bulldog lead back down to 1. Just underway, we've got a whistle and a foul. A blocking foul on number 40, Fran Fabian.
Things are definitely heating up here as we, in the later portions of the 3rd quarter and the early part of the 4th quarter, both teams getting a nice hand from their fans. Both teams getting the standing ovation. Juanita with actually a lot bigger supporting crew, but Garfield team on the bench is also making a lot of noise.
Work the ball inside. The turnaround jumper is no good by number 42, Fuller. Here come the Rebels. Kevin, they've got a chance to take the lead for the first time in a long time since the first half.
You can bet it's either going to be Hager or Hunter, as they've done all the scoring really for the Rebels in the 2nd half.
Hager, 16 feet, cut off. Shot by DeCampo on the way. Air ball, no good.
Not a good shot by DeCampo. They should have worked it around a little bit more and tried to free Hager or Hunter.
6:44 to go in the ball game. A traveling call against McLaughlin of Garfield. We're going to have a substitution. Number 43, Lori Tidwell, will check back into the game, and she'll replace number 40, Fran Fabian. Good ground level shot right there. The action coming at you. Juanita in their red and blue. Garfield in their road white with the purple and gold letters. Inside, turnaround jumper number 35, Molly Hunter, is good. Juanita takes the lead, 58-57. McLaughlin the other way, the shot no good. Rebound, McLaughlin underneath, the ball's on the ground. McLaughlin gets it back, misses, no good. Out of bounds, last touch by Garfield. Again, pressure by the Bulldogs. We're going to have a blocking foul on number 42, Laura Fuller. She slid in front of the Juanita player number 35. Molly Hunter went ahead and drove the baseline. Ball will be out of bounds. That's the first team foul this half, if you can believe that, on Garfield. Campo. Shot from the outside, skips the rim and wouldn't go by Fabian. Excuse me, 43 Tidwell, the shot was no good. Foul is going to be on 51 Wendy Blair. Foul situation somewhat of a problem right now. Juanita is over the limit, so the Bulldogs will be shooting the 1-and-1 the rest of the way. Garfield has one team foul this half.
That's Colleen McLaughlin, 5'9" junior. Number 23 has played a solid game thus far for Garfield. She has a chance to put her Lady Bulldogs ahead as they trail by 1.
First free throw is good. It ties the game at 58. A couple of the more relaxed fans here tonight. From behind the basket, the second free throw is no good. That camera work by Craig McMillan. Some fine shooting there by Craig. Down the lane on the drive. Score the bucket, number 35, Molly Hunter. A 2-point Rebel lead.
Hager and Hunter have done a good job driving the lane as Garfield has not had anybody step out and stop those two ladies as they go to the hole. And right now it's a 2-point margin, and Juanita really is starting to show how come they're number 1 ranked in the state AAA.
Ball was tipped out of bounds by Juanita. Jones right there, number 32, will put the ball back in play for Garfield. Only 5:29 to go here in this ballgame. The loser out, the winner will advance to state. Joyce down the baseline. Joyce Jones scores the basket. Called her name so much tonight, I'm starting to call her by her first name.
It seems like we know her by her first name. She's provided us with a lot of entertainment here in this ballgame. Joyce Jones was quiet in the third quarter, though. I think the Bulldogs are going to need a solid fourth quarter out of her if they're going to win this ballgame.
Shot on the way, no good. By Hager. Here come the Lady Bulldogs the other way. Joyce Jones, 32, running the offense. The Bulldogs will try to get the lead back once again. McLaughlin drives down inside the paint. The shot no good. Lady Bulldogs come over the rebound. The shot is no good. They again hit the offensive board. No good. Rebound. They have a jump ball underneath. The last shot put up by number 42, Laura Fuller of Garfield.
And that's Molly Hunter down on the ground holding her nose. Hopefully she's not too badly hurt, and she jumps right back up. I tell you, it's getting physical underneath. Bodies sprawling everywhere as Garfield's crashing the offensive boards now here in the fourth period.
Boy, if you've ever been poked in the nose, you know how bad that hurts. Joyce Jones with the ball for Garfield. The shot clock down to 15 seconds. McLaughlin from 14 feet, short off the front rim to Campbell with the rebound for Juanita. Here come the Rebels the other way, all alone, all the way to the hoop. Score the basket. Number 35, Molly Hunter. As Kevin has said time and time again, it's Hunter and Hager.
Great move for the Rebels. Great move by Molly Hunter, showing good speed that time as she just went all the way to the hole. 62-60, Jim, under 4 minutes, and it's been a very, very fine basketball game between these two teams.
Shot clock down to 10. Shelly Boston drives the baseline. Gets it back out to Jones. Jumper is good. The game is again knotted. This time it's 62.
Shelly Boston with a nice job that time, driving the lane and getting it back out to Joyce Jones. Credit Shelly Boston with that basket.
Here we come the other way. Nicole Hager tried to squeeze off the jumper and was fouled from behind. She'll get a pair of free throws.
Now down to the part of the game, Jimmy, that they refer to so often as crunch time. 3.5 minutes to go. The game is tied at 62.
And at this opportune time, I'd like to go ahead and mention some of the people who have made this broadcast possible tonight. As always, our producer and director has been the competent Dave Willingham. The video engineer has been Dean Koenig. And Dave Willingham has also helped out in that department. The audio tonight has been by Van Varkatos. Electronic graphics tonight by Dean Koenig. And the cameramen tonight are Craig McMillan, Rich Girloff, Brian Smith, and J.R. Cantrell. They always do a fine job. The floor director tonight, Tanya Horning. Production assistants, Angie Wilson, Trevor Rabb, and John Russell. And we'd also like to give a special thanks to Jackie Valdez and Jack Hewson. So a real fine crew here at Columbia Cable making these broadcasts possible as they have all year. And I'd like to thank my partner, Kevin Hastings, who has been tolerable to work with, I guess, this year.
Sure you say that now that you're stuffing your face with my Pepsi.
No, actually, I've enjoyed this season immensely. This is worked some of the football games earlier this year, and the basketball season has been a sheer enjoyment every night we've been out here. We hope you at home have enjoyed the broadcast as much as we have enjoyed bringing them to you.
Some quality basketball being played, Jimmy, and you can see how good these teams are because the teams that we've covered, the Mountain View Thunder defeating Mercer Island, the #1 ranked team in the AAA, and Mountain View's on its way to state. Very well could be the state champions. Mark Morris also doing very well. The Prairie Girls doing well. Fort Vancouver Lady Trappers also doing well. They play an awfully good brand of basketball in the Greater St. Helens League, and it is a pleasure to cover.
Second free throw is good, so the Juanita Rebels take a slim 1-point lead. 3:28 to go in the ball game. Here comes McLaughlin. They got a 2-on-2 break. She went ahead and pulled it back out on top to get it back to Jones. 3:17 to go. Shot clock down to 10. McLaughlin all alone down the baseline. Draws nothing but glass, and McLaughlin commits the foul. She went for her missed shot, tried to get the rebound. That is, however, only the third team foul, Kevin. So Juanita still is 2 fouls away from shooting the 1-and-1.
Juanita's doing a good job putting the press on, but once it gets broken by Garfield, they're doing a great job of getting back. And so once Garfield breaks it, they can't get any easy buckets. That has not always been the case the other way around. When Juanita breaks the press, they have got some nice hoops by Hunter and Hager.
Hunter down the baseline, off the glass, won't go. Garfield comes down with the rebound. The Lady Bulldogs nearly turn it over, but they don't. McLaughlin comes up with the loose ball, number 23.
2:37 and running, Jim, each time down. It gets magnified. Very important possessions for each team.
Back on top, Shelley Boston is swinging across to McLaughlin. Shot clock again down to 10. Jones from the baseline. Jumper no good. Rebound, Garfield inside. Pretty board by number 50, Jewel Wright, who had good offensive position. No one boxed her out.
5'10" junior making a nice play on the offensive boards. And now it's Garfield with a 1-point lead.
Hager gets it to Hunter. Hunter out on top. 2:02 to go here in the ball game. A 1-point Lady Bulldog lead. Shot clock down to 10. The jumper on the way. In and out of the hopper, a heartbreaker by number 40, Fran Fabian. The Lady Bulldogs come down with the rebound. Here comes Joyce Jones on the attack. All the way to the glass. Short. Rebound by Wright. Her shot was an air ball. Drew nothing. 1:36 to go again. Juanita trying to regain the lead. Behind the back move by Hunter is stolen away by Joyce Jones. Length of the floor. Score the lay-in. I'm not sure that was a real good dribble to go behind the back at that point.
She got a little too casual now with that play, and a nice play by Joyce Jones, who's been all over the court. 66-63, Garfield leads. They're a minute 15 away from knocking Juanita right out of this bracket and home, as the Juanita Rebels would then advance, or excuse me, the Garfield Bulldogs would then advance to state.
Wendy Blair, number 51, was fouled as she went up for the shot, so she'll get 2 critical free throws here. With a minute 6 to go.
Bridget Holmes, number 22, checks in for Garfield as Jewel Wright goes to the bench. Jewel Wright did a great job for Garfield while she was in there.
Free throw is on the way and was no good. Blair will have a second. 2 pretty critical free throws. This one's especially critical. She needs to get the lead down to just 2 points.
Free throw here would cut it down so that Juanita can tie it up in just 1 possession.
The second free throw is good. We've got another buzzer. It looks like DeCampo will check back into the game and she'll replace Wendy Blair. A minute 6 to go. The Lady Bulldogs lead by a basket. McLaughlin breaks the pressure into front court. 1 minute to go.
The goal of both of these teams from the start of the season was to get to state, and now only one team can go. And with 52 seconds left, it's the Garfield Bulldogs in command, leading by 2 points and with the basketball.
Ball knocked away and stolen away by Juanita. Number 43, Lori Tidwell, comes down with the loose ball. Here comes Hager, 32. She'll cast off from outside, long off the back iron, won't go. Ball rebounded by Joyce Jones of Garfield. We're under 30 seconds to go.
Juanita doesn't have to put up a shot. Garfield doesn't have to put up a shot. Juanita has to foul now.
And a foul on Hunter, and they would like a timeout. Juanita will take a timeout with 19 seconds to go. Kevin, I saw an article this morning in the Oregonian talking about the fact that how far girls basketball has come. A look at the scoreboard right there will just prove what I'm talking about. These girls have put up a combined total of over 130 points between them. And I have an idea of 10 or 15 years ago, you wouldn't have seen scores like this, but the girls can now play a very high-quality offensive game.
That's a great point, Jim. I tell you, these girls are putting on quite a show out here. You know, not only has the shooting improved so very much, but also the quickness of these girls is really outstanding. I tell you, Molly Hunter has shown good quickness tonight, number 35 in the red. Joyce Jones has put some moves that you wouldn't have seen 20 years ago, leading the Garfield Bulldogs right now to their 2-point margin. Right now, Garfield going over strategy, leading 66-64. They're in a great position in this basketball game right now.
Well, we've got 19 seconds to go in the ball game. The Lady Bulldogs lead by a basket. Number 42 will step to the line. That's Laura Fuller.
Laura Fuller, 6 feet tall. She's the senior center for the Garfield Bulldogs, averaging 12 points a game this year. She's been here before in a pressure situation.
Free throw is good. It's a 3-point Garfield lead. Kevin, this one could really do some damage.
Well, just 19 seconds remaining. I tell you, the Garfield bench went crazy. The white towels are out. They're jumping around. They smell it now.
Fuller trying to give Garfield a 4-point lead. And she does. 68-64. Garfield by 4. DeCampo, shot on the way is good. 12 seconds to go. Jones with the ball. Down to 5. It's going to do it, Kevin. We've got 3 seconds. And Juanita cannot commit a foul to stop the clock. And time expires.
The Garfield Bulldogs going absolutely nuts. They deserve it. 68-66. An excellent, excellent win for the Garfield Bulldogs. And right now, the Juanita Rebels cannot believe what has happened to them in the last 2 days.
It's got to be pretty disappointing and fairly heartbreaking. You're ranked number 1 in the state, and you come here to Vancouver, to Fort Vancouver High School for the regional ball games, and you lose last night to Fort Vancouver, and then you're upset again tonight by Garfield, a team that Juanita had beaten earlier in the year, and you're out of the state playoffs.
That's Nicole Hager right there, number 32, and she put it all out on the line tonight. And Nicole Hager played a great basketball game for the Juanita Rebels. She just came up a little bit short as she's being consoled now underneath the basket by her mother. Congratulations, though, to the Garfield Bulldogs. They're on their way to state.
Fine basketball game. We hope you've enjoyed this Columbia cable cast. We've enjoyed bringing you basketball all season. This probably, in all likelihood, is our last broadcast of the season.
What a way to end it. A good basketball game. Garfield Bulldogs, the winner by 2 points. 68-66.
For everybody on the KCOL sports staff, for Kevin Hastings, I'm Jim Varner. We want to thank you for watching tonight, and we hope we'll see you again next fall as we kick off football action. Again, thanks for watching, and good night.